the exam. And so what it does is it gives you an isotope. The first isotope weighs 37.9, and that unit is AMU. The second isotope weighs 37.4 AMU. So they weigh differently. Now what has to happen for this to work is the average must be a value that is between the two. And if you can see this, we have a weight that is between one and the other. And so what we're going to do is we're going to set up an equation that says the average mass is equal to two things. And so the question asks, what is the percent of the 37.9 contributes to the average mass? I don't know that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this one X, okay, mathematically. Now, when you have two isotopes, okay, if you look at X, then whatever the amount of the number one, the other amount has to add up to equal 100%, because if you have two isotopes and they contribute a certain amount, then number one would be X, the other one would be the value that would make it, that if you added up to it, would make it 100%. Now, in a decimal place, our decimal version, 100% is equal to 1, and we're going to say minus X. So that if by chance this became the value, and I don't know yet what the value is, but if by chance this one came up to 0.25 or 25%, then the other one would be 0.75, and that would be 75%. So that 25% and 75% equals 100%, or 0.25 plus 0.75 equals 1. So we're going to say one of them is X and one of them is 1 minus X. Now the reason why I selected and put X with the first is because that's the value that you're going to actually place into the answer box. And so if I look at this, I'm going to say, all right, 37 is equal to, or the average mass is equal to X times the isotopic, the mass of 1 plus 1 minus X times the mass of 2. So I'm going to do this. X times 37.9 plus 1 minus X times the other mass, which is 37.4. Okay, mathematically, 37.7 is equal to 37.9x plus 1 times this value is 37.4, and a minus x times that value is minus 37.4x. Okay, so I distributed. I did 1 times this, and then I did negative x times that. Now what I have to do is combine things. So I'm going to combine this one and that one. And if I combine those two things, I will 37.9 minus 37.4 should end up 0.5x plus 37.4, and this is 37.7. I'm now on both sides. I'm going to subtract 37.4, subtract 37.4, and what I will get is equals 0.5x, and if I do that, I'm going to be left with 0.3. I'm going to divide both sides by 0.45, and if you put that into your calculator, what you are going to come up is the value if you go 0.3 divided by 0.5 equals, and so you're going to get a value of 0.6 equals x. Okay? And so x, in this case, erase all of this. Okay? So x, in this case, equals 0.6, so that the other one is equal to 1 minus 0.6 equals 0.4. So this one, if I want to change that into percentage, I must multiply it by 100 and I'll get 60%. And if I change this one into percentage, that would be 40%. So 60% of the mixture is that. 40% of the mixture is this. Now the question on number 5 in your, oh sorry, not problem number 5, I will take that back. It is actually problem number 10 on your homework. Problem number 10 is this one. And what you're going to see is it asks for the value of 37.9, and that would be 60, and that would be the answer. All right, if we looked at problem number 1 that you were given on your exam review, we were going to have 2 isotopes again. The first isotope will weigh 105.8. The second isotope weighs 107.5. The average weighs is what we're going to find. All right. And so if we know, we don't know what this is, but we are given one other value. We say that the average contribution for the 105.8 is 67.36%. Okay. Now, if you know that value is 67.36%, then we can calculate the amount or percentage of the other. And so we would take 100% minus 70 or 67.36, and we get a value of 32.64%. Now, we can't use percentages. We have to convert these to decimals. The decimal value of this is this number. The decimal value of 32% is this number. And so what we're going to do is the average mass is always the percentage or the decimal times the first mass. So what we're going to do is some sort of decimal, and the decimal for the first one is 0.6736 times the weight 105.8 plus the decimal percent, the decimal value times, in this case, the weight of the isotope. So the average mass would be 0.6736 times 105.8. 71.2688 plus 0.3264 times 107.5. That would give us a value of 35.088. You add those two values together. What you have to do, the answer has to be between those two values. And so mathematically, 106.35488 is what comes out in the calculator. Now, never put an answer in Chem 21. That comes out of the calculator. If I look at the first value, 105.8, there are 4 sig figs. If I look at the percentage, 67.36, there is 4. And in the value of the other number, 107.5, there is 4. So there is 4 sig figs at the beginning in all numbers. So 106.4 would be what you would answer, and that's the correct answer for the first problem on your exam review. I hope this helps.